Hey everyone, this is Ulysses. So some time ago, we actually did a closed door live webinar workshop for our private coaching clients, and that was a very business focused and a very business specific training. And you probably know a lot of business focused training. They are either too focused on either the arts part or they are too focused on the science part, right? The arts part are all the mindset, motivation, all the creativity related things of a business, and the science parts are all the metrics, the KPIs, all the analysis related things, right? So we kind of took like a hybrid model of both the arts and also the science aspect of a business and put down into what we call the daily winning habits. And this has served us very well for ourselves in our businesses over the years, and in fact has kind of created a unfair advantage for us over the years as we have been doing that, like, and accumulate the effects of it over a long period of time. So at the end of the training, the students love it, and obviously we love it because we have gained tremendous benefit from it. But what I find is that it is a huge shame if we actually don't share this particular segment of the training with more people. So what I did was that I decided to cut out this very short segment. It's only 30 minutes of the entire training on this what we call the 10 daily winning habits of what anyone can actually take the learning and implement it immediately. All right, so over the next 30 minutes, you're going to be actually be watching this entire segment, which I've actually cut it off for you, and I hope you like it and I hope you enjoy it. So let me know what you think of this entire training after you watch it. All right, so enjoy. These are some of the softer part of my journey that I personally, I mean, for those of you who have just walked out from Passion to Profit, I would like you to really pay attention to this, because you already right now have the tactics, you have the strategies, you have the know-how. But that is like, honestly, to me, that is like part of the equation. The bigger part of the equation are the things that we do on a day-to-day basis. No, this is not about habit. This is not about the mindset. I'm not going to come here to tell you that, okay, be positive, guys. I mean, seriously, to me, I have been in the personal development niche for some time. I teach a whole week of certification course on neuro-linguistics programming, and I have never understood what is called saying or thinking positive, to be honest, all right? But rather, what I want to give it to you here is like things that you can really act upon, all right, at the very same time, it's going to bring direct results to your end objective, all right? So with that being said, again, I don't even have a name for these things, so I just came in with a random like top 10 winning formula kind of thing. All right, but I want to go into the first one right now. As you are moving on with your expert business, it's the same thing, right? For anyone that is tuning in right now live with us, I want you to actually be able to relate this. You will be able to relate this anyway. All right, the very first thing is that be really obsessed with your expertise. All right. Mei-Ling, just now you shared that you are actually in using search engine optimization to help people to create like virtual real estate. For Anil, you mentioned just now that you are teaching people, you are going to coach people to actually launch their book, all right? But before that, you're going to teach them the fundamentals of like the business and the marketing part, irregardless of whatever niche that you are in. All right, you can be in personal development, you can be teaching soft skills, you can be helping people, right, to overcome certain challenges. Whatever that niche or expertise is, all right, you're going to be obsessed with it. All right, the one thing that fails a lot of people is the fact that they are really very amateur, all right, in terms of the knowledge. And what I mean by really obsessed is to really go deep, to really totally geek out on that specific topic all day and every day. Hang out with people that share your expertise. That's why you are able to level up on your specific niche. Does that make sense? I remember the very first time when I actually get in touch with neuro-linguistics programming, but that was my journey, all right? I got a lot of value from it, and I decided to step into it, after a while later on. And the very first thing that I thought about is like, how can I be really good at these things so that, number one, I don't fail my clients, I don't fail my students with subpar or substandard knowledge, all right? And second thing is that I think we got to take pride with what we do, as long as we are charging even, right, guys, in the Passion to Profit, you hear me say all the time, as long as you are charging another person even $1, all right, even $1, we got to actually give them all the reasons, all right, to spend that $1 with us, all right. So I remember when I was really geeking out on neuro-linguistics programming, I learned from 3 trainers, right, in 4 different countries, right, traveling. Singapore is one of them where I'm based in, and I went over to, I remember that was in Malaysia a few times. I went to Thailand a few times. I flew to UK to actually train a trainer with another trainer. So what I really want to bring up is that we got to really be surrounding ourselves with like the best possible resources at the point of time that we can. Even at this point of time, guys, maybe some of you who don't really know me too well, I have not been doing like neuro-linguistics programming for the longest time. I don't have 30 years of experience, 20, I don't even have 10 years, right? I was barely not even 5 years, to be honest with you. But we got to really be obsessed with our expertise, right, to really push further so that we can outbeat those people who always claim to have that 20, 30 years of experience. I hope that makes sense, all right? The next thing that I want to actually let everyone know, all right, is that as you are going into your expert business, there's only 3 things that you need to actually be very clear about. You know, I remember when I first started out, I was so lost. I think that I have a million things to do, right? Probably most of you are like me. I'm considered a small business owner, right? I don't have like 200 employees. In fact, even to today, over many years, I have a very small team, right? Really small team. But when I started out, I literally have to run the business, the logistics, have to deliver the event, have to do this, have to do that, have to take care of all the tax filing every year, and all the administration is just endless. But here are the 3 things that you need to do all the time. All right, these are the only 3 things that you see on the screen. The first is to promote. It is your job to promote your business. If any one of you are thinking right now that being an expert, you can just be sitting around and waiting for business to come into you, and I'm so sorry to tell you that that is like the biggest myth ever. Biggest myth ever. You know what? I see Tony Robbins advertisement all day, every day on my Facebook or my email newsletter. And some of you probably even know that he's coming back to Singapore again this year. He was here last year, February. He's coming back again this year in September. Guess what? 2 days ago, I received a phone call, all right, from I think the promoter, the organizers, and calling me and saying that, "Hi, Mr. Wang, have you received our email? As a previous attendee, you get a certain discount right now. You have this certain discount, and you can actually get one more person come with you for free again to experience coaching." I'm not only seeing the ads on Facebook by Tony Robbins. I'm not only receiving the emails. I'm even receiving phone calls. All right. So the number 1 thing I would like you to know is that it is our job to promote. And by that, I don't mean about just going out there and shouting like, "Hey, buy my stuff every day." What I mean by promoting is that it comes in many forms, all right? They have been the hard promo, like running the ads and shouting, literally asking people to buy our things. It can be the softer kind of promotion, like in terms of like telling people that, "Hey, this is what you do." All right, sharing case studies, sharing testimonials, sharing like good quality content. All right, so these are all forms of promotion, but you got to know that that is the top of the priority in your expert business, is to promote your business, because nobody else is going to be doing that for you, to be honest. All right, and the second thing is that to deliver. All right, after you promote somebody, buy your things, right? You got to deliver. All right, whether you are going to be delivering like a group coaching call, or whether you are delivering a mastermind, live event, a training course, a seminar, that's the only other thing that you do, which is to deliver the things that people buy from you. All right, does that make sense? And the last thing is to create. And when I mean create, specifically creating content that people, right, can bond and build, have rapport with you. All right, or look at all the content that is going to be available on like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, whichever platform. All right, pick one. All right, and create a ton of content so that your audience can really bond and have the rapport with you. So these are the really 3 core things that you need to be focusing on. So whenever that you see yourself sitting there and thinking about what should I be doing today, there's like so many things. Now zoom into either of these 3 things. All right, it doesn't matter which one, because all these 3 things that you're looking at directly affects your bottom line. All right, either you promote your business, or whether you are doing something that deliver your products, or you're doing something that you create additional content. All right. So with these three things being said, all right, now on a day-to-day basis, I always kind of like remind myself is that, like, no, I'm not sure how many of you have actually had this experience where you actually sat down for 3 hours trying to plan like the week or the day even, or even the month. And then after the 3 hours of planning, you feel very tired, you take a break, and then, you know, shortly later it's going to be lunch, and after lunch you feel a little bit sleepy, and before you know it, the day is gone. All right, but you are still thinking about and planning the agenda that you had set up, right, in the first thing in the morning. All right, so I remember, I can clearly recall so many times that I have actually been so busy with planning and planning and planning, right? But here is the one thing that if there's anything that is so useful, this is one thing, all right? Do 1 to 3 things daily towards your goal. It doesn't matter. It did not be big things, all right? I repeat, it did not be big things, but you got to do that 1 to 3 things daily towards your goal, all right? For example, have you actually sent out an email newsletter to your list already, all right? That is one thing. Have you actually looked at your Facebook statistics and data, all right, to see what is the one thing that you can tweak, all right, so that tomorrow you can look at it and observe and refine the conversion, all right? The one thing. What is another one thing that you can actually do, all right, in, for example, your product that is going to make it look a lot more sexy, right? Whatever that is, right? Previously, all right, let's go back to the previous for a while, all right? These are the only 3 broad areas that we do: promote, deliver, or create, all right? So on a day-to-day basis, all right, we don't aim to do like 400 things. Trust me when I say this is that 1 to 3 things daily, and you keep yourself to these baby steps. 6 months, 9 months, 1 year down the road, you're going to see big things happening to you, all right? So we rather do 1 to 3 things daily than plan 50 things but don't get anything done in the next 3 months. All right, does that make sense? All right, and the next thing is going to be always be marketing. It sounds very similar to the earlier point that I talked about promoting a business, but here is the thing. Again, when I mean always be marketing, I don't mean that you're going to go out there and keep shouting to your audience, hey, buy my stuff, hey, buy my stuff. No, that's not what I mean. All right, but always be marketing in the sense that, let me give you some examples. All right, for example, right now, for today, I'm going to be making this particular graduation training, right, for a group of students. All right, some of them couldn't make it, some of them will be able to make it. That's good. How about if I can invite people, all right, to come in and get additional value as well? Right. See what I just done there? By having people to come on board and also receive the content from today's training, I'm literally giving them value. That is also a form of marketing, right? Let me give you another example. When I actually said at Starbucks, for example, just a couple of weeks ago, I was in Kuala Lumpur delivering a 5-day certification course. I have a 2 days weekend break, followed by another 2 days course on Monday and Tuesday. So on the weekend, I went to a Starbucks, all right? And I was sitting at the Starbucks, I bought, right, my latte, all right? I put it on the table, I was sitting inside, and then I thought about something, and I took a picture, and I posted it on Facebook and talk about certain thoughts that I had, all right, while chilling and relaxing at the Starbucks after a week of hard work, right? What essentially am I doing at that point of time? I'm creating content, right? Content to put it on my social media. I am marketing in that sense, right? But am I going out there to shout, like, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff? No, I'm not, right? But what I mean by always be marketing is that always think of things and angles that you can go into, right? Whether is it taking a picture, or whether is it like you had a sudden aha moment or epiphany that you can actually share with your audience, or maybe, right, you are at certain seminars, certain events, or you know some people that you can actually have a conversation, all right, and repurpose it into some form of like materials later, all right? Well, the possibility is endless, but we got to always be marketing, all right? So the next thing is that this is a huge thing, guys. This is a huge, right, thing that changed a lot of things for me, right? You cannot earn, or you can't earn $500 per hour by doing the $5 per hour job, right? This is pretty like direct, which means to say that in your expert business right now, especially when you are starting out, right, you're going to get overwhelmed with like 1,000 things. And when you actually take the 1,000 things and break it down and put it into separate categories, you will find that, right, 98% of these things, they belong to what I call the $5 per hour category. For example, designing a logo, all right? For example, putting all the things, all your materials onto a very nice brochure and designing it, putting your picture and make it into a PDF file that people can actually download and read it. Your brochure, basically. That is a $5 an hour job. For example, what else? Let me just recall back to the things that I've always been doing. For example, trying to edit your own video. That is a $5 an hour job. In fact, you know what? I have actually found a way that you can actually edit your video. I've shared this with you guys on Passion to Profit, right, somewhere in between the modules. Really, literally, not having any mumbo jumbo or any hoo-ha in your videos. Right? We make it simple, we make it raw, we make it authentic, so that you don't even have to do the $5 of hour job to edit it. All right, make it as simple as it is. But what I mean by this is that, guys, if you are finding yourself doing all the tiniest, the smallest ever activity on a day-to-day basis, which you can actually outsource to another person, all right, then you are in deep trouble, because you are always going to be doing the outsourced job, trying to save that $20 or $30. Right, guys, do me a favor, go to freelancer sites, all right, such as, don't go now, go after, we finish today's session. Go to fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, go to upworks.com, go to such site and get them to do your $5 an hour job, whether it's designing a logo, whether it's designing a specific graphic, or whether it's putting up a brochure. All right, get them to do that $5 to $10 hours job. Now, as you are thinking about that, the first thing that you will be having in your mind is that, why should I ask them to do? Because I could actually do this in 3 hours. Now, that is the issue. That is not only 3 hours, all right? Planning before, that might take like half an hour to 1 hour. Doing it, all right? Fair enough, it might take only 3 hours. And you know what happens after that? You're going to admire your own work for another 1 hour and thanking yourself that you have done a great job, right? Saving that 15 bucks. And all in all, you use $5 in this whole process. And it is not only a one-time of 5 hours. The next time when you have a similar thing coming around, you will actually use another 5 hours on that. And the reason why I'm so clear on that is that I have actually been in the same pitfall before, all right? Doing my own logos, trying to put up my own PDF, trying to design everything, making sure that, it looks the way that I want it to be. And later on, spending the whole day admiring this marvelous art piece that I've created, all right? But guess what? I haven't earned any money in the whole day, all right? How many of you right now, if I'm going to give you 8 hours just doing what you are really good at, you could earn more than $15 a day, right? I'm sure all of us can do that, remember, all right? Do what you do best and outsource the rest, all right, guys? And the next thing is going to be always over-deliver. Always over-deliver. When a person is opting into your freebie, right, one of the biggest mistake of a lot of people that I personally have trained and coached is that they feel that since it is a free thing, why should we put in so much effort? That is the first thing, all right? Yes, you might be spending money on ads to get this free thing out. Yes, people may not pay you monetarily for that thing, but do you know what is the most significant thing that you are getting them to invest in? You are getting them to invest, all right, that 5 minutes or 30 minutes or 1 hour of their life, all right, to focus on whatever free thing that you have. And now that is a big thing. Like with literally thousands of things that we can focus on in today's world. We can bring our kids to the beach for 1 hour. We can actually snooze, all right, in the office and close our eyes for 1 hour. We can watch YouTube for 1 hour. We can go to Starbucks for 1 hour. But that person is giving you 1 hour of his time. Even though it's a free thing, you don't charge him for it. We got to over-deliver. It can be a free cheat sheet. All right. I have literally seen a cheat sheet that is like I think less than 50 words on that one page PDF. And that is just horrendous. It's horrible to me. All right. And no value. And I've seen an ebook, all right, that is like 25 pages. Ebook. All right. Download my free ebook that's going to radically change your life. Put in your email address, you download, you get a 25 pages of the speaker's introduction of himself. All right. That is under delivering. All right. And irregardless of which stage that you are in your expert business, whether you are at the freebie giving out stage just to build your list, or whether you are at the stage where they are buying your very first low ticket item, it may be 27 bucks, it may be 37 bucks, it may be 50 bucks, or whether they're investing in your $1,000 program, or they may be actually going to your $2,000 live seminar. Always over deliver, guys. And that is one of the magical secrets of getting people to spend money with you again and again. And that is one of the magical secrets, right, to get them, right, without even you asking for it, right, to go onto their social media and tag you and say that how grateful they are or they were to actually know you, all right, and for all the knowledge you have given to them. I hope that makes sense, all right. The next thing, this is pretty easy. Everyone knows that everything is outside our comfort zone. The problem is we don't like things that is outside our comfort zone, all right? I got nothing much to say about this. The only thing that is easy to remember for this is that you got to like, all right? You got to be comfortable being uncomfortable, all right? And now you do this for like the first day, it's going to feel weird, right? I mean, who wants to be uncomfortable? All of us like to be in the comfort zone, all right? Do this for 1 month, you start to see a little bit of things changing. Do that for 3 months, I guarantee it's going to be part of your habit, is going to be part of your lifestyle. The moment, all right, the way that I find it is easiest for me to remind myself on this is that the moment I feel that I'm comfortable, I know I'm in trouble, all right? And let me give you some example. If my Facebook ads are performing, I know I'm in trouble because, all right, I'm just going to leave it there and let it run by itself. And true enough, if I don't look at it for the next 3 days, statistics go haywire, right? Which is why every single morning, all right, whether I've slept or whether I haven't really slept, all right, every single morning at 7:30, the very first thing that I will do, all right, now here is the thing. Some of you know that I don't sleep until like 4 a.m. sometimes, right, especially when I don't have any like client engagement, all right. This is why some of you will find me online on Messenger, still replying to your message when you ask me a question at 4 a.m. But irregardless of that, every day 7:30 a.m., I will force myself to look at my ads, all right? Why? Because all adjustment, let's for example, that's just only on Facebook ads. All adjustment I do are always before 8 a.m. because that is a brand new day where all the budget starts to like reset for the day, all right? That is me. And every time I feel that I have a few months that I don't have anything, that I may want to take a break, I know I'm in trouble, all right? And the reason is because if I'm not going to be going out there, all right, to teach my NLP certification course, guess what? My competitors will. If I'm not going to be going out there to give people value in my Facebook group, guess what? They are going to get value from another group instead. All right. If I'm not going to be out there teaching like a 2 days train-the-trainer intensive, which I have absolutely no, I've never thought of wanting to do that until a few months ago. Guess what? People who need this topic will go to another person instead, all right? And I lose a chance to over-deliver once again. But what I mean is that whenever I find that I'm comfortable the next 2 months, all right, let's take it easy, I know I'm in trouble, and I will quickly put something in that 2 month schedule, all right? So remember, guys, everything is outside our comfort zone, all right? And probably one of the last few things that I want to actually give it to you guys is that some of you may know that I actually started out doing telesales, all right, which means that it's literally hardcore telesales. If any one of you have watched the movie Boiler Room, all right, if you haven't, that's a movie by Ben Affleck, all right, very hardcore telesales movie. Again, don't watch it now. Go to YouTube and Google Boiler Room after that, all right. I was literally being trained through that kind of system where every morning, 8:30 a.m., we get onto the phone and we don't stop until like 5:30. The only time is that, the breaks time. It's kind of like 10, 15 minutes kind of thing. And also by the lunchtime, But what we literally do is to actually get onto the phone and call people. In fact, that's where I actually have the first taste of like corporate world, telesales, right? So that is where I began. But today, right, by the way, that is like more than 10 over years ago. But today, right, the reason why, right, I was good at telesales, to be honest with you, and I teach young kids to be really good at telesales as well. But I ditched those whole thing totally. Moving here forward today in today's world is because the attention is on the internet. All right. Guess what? When the sales representative of the organizer that is promoting UPW event who actually called me earlier on today, 2 days ago, tell me about all these blah 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 things and all the offer that I can get. Guess what I told her? Can you send me that specific link that I can go and read a little bit more about it? I mean, I don't need to read the event, I just need to read the offer because I've been to the event. All right. Everything that we want and we are focused on is always on the internet. Now let's just think about this for a second. How many hours do you put your visual focus onto your mobile phone? Now, if you are using an iPhone, there is like this function that they will tell you the average screen time per day. Go and look at it and you will be shocked. If you think that is like 30, 40 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, let me tell you, my friend, you will be totally shocked at the amount of screen time that you have. All right. But what has it got to do with you from a business perspective when you're marketing a business? Know that your audience attention is on the screen as well. Whether it's on the mobile phone screen or whether it's on a computer or even on the email, that is also a screen. The attention is on the internet. So I spend a lot of time right now making sure that I am everywhere on the internet. And one concept, guys, you heard me preaching day in, day out on Passion to Profit, all right, is the concept of being omnipresent. Right? Being omnipresent means got to be everywhere. Right? I mean, the key thing over here, I mean, I'm not going to be tactical over here because there's no time to do that. The key thing is going to be being everywhere without being everywhere all the time, because you still need to live, you still need to eat, you still need to do everything you need to do in your life. But you've got to be everywhere on different platforms. Does that make sense? Remember, internet is here to stay. There is no doubt about that. And the amount of screen time that each and every one of us is going to be spending on the phone, all right, on all those kind of social platforms is going to stay. All right. So I would think about all day and every day, how can I be more present, all right, on this platform? All right. The next thing is going to be, all right, this is pretty much, I'm not sure if you're keeping track. This is like the second last thing. This is like number 9, all right, is content. All right. Now, there is no question about like the amount of content people are consuming right now. All right, the amount of things that people are Googling, they are reading up, they are going to news site, they are going on forum, they're going to groups, they're just scrolling Facebook for the past 1 hour without any objective. You want your content to be present in front of them. All right, and the key thing is over here is not to create content for the sake of creating content, but really creating some useful content. All right. Now, if you actually remind yourself to create useful content, guarantee you, all right, your content creation game will change. Right? Instead of creating content just because somebody threw a challenge that you need to actually be doing a Facebook Live every day. And then you force yourself to do a Facebook Live every day, and guess what? You'll be talking about your day, the lunch you ate, how you were, all right? You know what? Nobody cares about that, all right? But if you do sit down, take out a piece of paper and put 1 to 100, what is the thing that you really know that other people do not know and that will actually benefit them? Guess what? You can fill up like 20, 30, 40, right, immediately. And if you really think hard enough, you can get 100 up, all right? And guess what? 100 different things that people will want to know from you and it's going to be useful for them. You can easily spread it out into 2 to 3 different ways of spreading it. All right, so that's literally that 200 to 300 different pieces of content. That's how you spread good, useful content, guys. All right, remember, content got to be everywhere. All right, and in today's world, this is the last point, guys. All right, in today's world, honestly, I'm not the first person who teaches this. All right, all these things that I've just gone through with you. There's a lot of gurus out there who kind of like teach this in some way or another as well. And as a direct result of that, there are a lot of people, obviously, whether they are like 3 months old or 10 years old veteran in the industry, they are doing exactly what I've just told you, right? They will be doing. And here is one difference is that this is something that I don't see people talking about or people like teaching even, right? In fact, I got this whole thing in my mind when maybe I'm too obsessed with like studying human behaviors. Right? That's my niche, and that is my obsession, right, guys? All right, studying how human behave. And one thing about social media, I know, and I can readily confirm to you is that most people who are giving out content, especially the freshies, they are doing a lot of instructional. All right, have you actually seen like the 25-year-old guy that just came out from university suddenly create content and try to be one of the internet guru and telling you how to live your life instead? All right, no, you should not work hard and education has failed and blah blah blah, all this kind of thing, which is good, all right, that's a little bit of taste of that. All right, but here is the thing, generally, all right, your audience, my audience, all right, the general population, we like to be inspired instead of being instructed. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, just think about what was your specific feeling or your state when you having lived your life for the past 20, 30, 40, over 50 years of your life. I'm not sure how old are you. And suddenly you see a video content as useful as it may be. All right. A video content of a 25-year-old teaching you how to live your life. And whatever you have been doing for the past 20 over 30, 40 over 50 over years of your life has been also wrong. And now you should actually be following his way. All right. Now, just think about how do you feel, specifically at the point of time when you watch this content. All right. Now, if you know what I'm talking about, we should reverse engineer this entire sequence. And really, people are going onto the internet not looking for instructions. All right. I repeat that. People are going onto the internet, surfing Facebook, watching YouTube, not looking, all right, to be instructed on how to live their life, how to actually conduct their business. They are looking for inspiration, all right, and how to do that through stories, right, through motivation, through certain things that you can really, right, get them the mindset shift instead of instructing, right? As I propose that for any free content that you're going to be giving out on the internet after today, all right, guys, take note of that. Keep it to 80% inspirational. Sometimes it's good to actually have some instructional videos, all right, depending on what you teach, so that they get some context, so that they will be able to get some step-by-step things, all right? Keep it to 20% instructional, and that is fine. Remember, most people looking for free content on the internet, they are looking for inspiration instead of instruction, all right? I hope that makes sense.
I hope you like the training, and I hope that you have actually taken down a ton of notes over the past 30 minutes. So this is what I personally believe is going to help us to create the ultra competitive advantage, especially for those of us who are serving in the expert niche as a trainer or as a coach or as a consultant or even as a speaker. All right, so if you would actually like the training that I've actually prepared for you over the past 30 minutes, what I would like to do right now is to invite you to one of our upcoming live webinar workshop, which we will be hosting, that we will actually be going real deep into helping you discover how you can actually be an expert and be paid for it, and even if no one has heard of you before. So this is going to be a really high level training. We are going to go real tactical into the product lines, into creating an overall business blueprint, and you will love it. So above or below this video, you're going to be seeing the link where it's going to bring you to the webinar registration page. So first of all, we don't know how regularly we are going to be doing this, or when is the next time we're going to be doing this. And second of all, every time we actually do such training, all right, it's going to be a full-blown maxed out training. Trust me when I say this. Usually when we actually do this, it's always going to be maxed out. So click on the link above or below this video, and it's going to bring you to the registration page to secure your spot. So once again, my name is Ulysses. I want to thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to actually having you and seeing you on the live webinar workshop coming up very soon. All right, talk to you soon.